All right, I think we're going. I'm just going to get it pulled up on my computer. So give me just a minute here, and that way I'll be able to see your comments. Ooh, sorry for the feedback. Hopefully that wasn't bad. Okay, so welcome. My name is Christy Hillock, and I am CJ Card Creations. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Murray, Utah. And I see some of you are already on with me, so thank you for joining me tonight. I will confess that I had my second COVID vaccine yesterday, and today has been kind of a loss. So we're going to get a card made, but I'm not going to promise that it's going to be pretty. So if you'll hang in with me, I will just totally appreciate that. So as we are waiting for a couple more people to jump on, if you could give me a like and a share, I'd really appreciate it. That helps grow my business and my visibility on Facebook. And let's see, a few things I wanted to tell you tonight. So the first is that I am doing my drive-by stamping on May 1st. And even if you didn't register for the kit that I needed to pre-order for you, you can still come. You just need to let me know so that I can have everything cut and ready. It'll be on, again, May 1st. And 11 to 2 is kind of roughly what I'm saying, but basically you'll just come and do the stamping and you won't necessarily need to do the assembly here. And I'll tell you too, we are combining this with a garage sale, so lots of new clothes, tags on a lot of them, name brand, and lots of sizes, some shoes, all sorts of good stuff, and then some other like baby stuff and, you know, other things. So you don't want to miss coming by for all of the stamping and the garage sale. And I'm also going to be selling some of my handmade cards that I've made in the past. So there is that. I have my beautiful box of pre-orders sitting right here next to me. And I still, you guys, I still haven't cracked it open. I mean, I like did one thing with it when it first came. And I just have been so busy. I haven't had time to get to play with it at all. But if you want to see any of the new things, the new catalog starts on May 4th. And if you sign up as a demonstrator, you can have access to the PDF of that new catalog in advance, and you can also order certain items from it as well. You also get 20% off your future orders, and you get to be on my team, which is the Queen Bees. So I think that's really fun. I've got some lovely ladies, and I really enjoy, you know, we're not super formal right now, but definitely it's a good group of women. So yes, thank you. I'm hoping that tomorrow will be just totally feeling better. And, you know, I can act like nothing ever happened. So anyway, but I appreciate the thoughts. So, all right, let's see. The paper pumpkin for May is, the deadline for that is May 10th, and this month's theme is Batter Up, so it's baseball, and you'll make 9 full-size cards with 3 designs. Some really nice blues and reds, like really traditional, a little bit more masculine kind of colors. And then it's also kind of fun, they're throwing in some of the official bubble gum of the Major League Baseball, so you can enjoy that while you're crafting. So I can't remember if I had showed you this shaker card that I made. So you see the little gems in there. But I used the flowering cactus product medley to make this. And there's dies that do this kind of stitch work, and there's these little felt just embellishments and beautiful stamps and paper and this twine. So if you haven't taken a look at that, you should definitely take a look. And I think in a future live, I'm going to show you how to do a different version of this shaker card, but they are really neat. And they, I mean, it'll mail just like any normal card, so it's pretty fun. All right, so there's that. I think that's all I wanted to tell you, and we can get going. So this is what we are going to make tonight. what we'll make tonight is actually going to be just a little bit different, and I'll show you why. But this uses some of the Sand and Sea designer series paper, which sounds funny because there's nothing oceany about this card. But the printed paper pack has beautiful patterns on the backs, and I pulled out another one to show you. So this is the sand dollars, which are always fun, but if you flip it over, it's just these beautiful pinks and yellows. And so I just really wanted to use that pattern. And my initial thought when I pulled this dandelion piece, so this is actually a pre-done die cut that comes in the Dandy laser cut paper. But I had thought I would put it straight onto this blue and have it be kind of like sky, but then that paper washed out the die cut too much, so that's where the Mossy Meadow panel came in. But the laser cut paper is really kind of amazing. So it comes really safely packaged in these chipboard sheets, and you get 2 sheets, and so you'll have all of these different patterns and then these little additional just kind of embellishment sorts of things. So what I thought we would do tonight, they look really delicate, and I do think that they're, you know, they're paper, they're fragile, but I think that they'll hold up pretty well for what we're doing. So we are going to start with just this dragonfly piece. And this is part of the collection that includes the Dragonfly Garden, which is a stamp set, and then the coordinating dragonfly punch. And then there's also another set that has more of like the dandelion dies and stuff like that. So I've seen lots of really pretty things done with that. But to start, we are just going to take a piece of Seaside Spray Cardstock, and this is one of the retiring in colors. So I cut it to 4 1/4 by 11 inches and scored it here at 5 1/2 inches. And we'll set that there. Now here is that piece of the Sand and Sea DSP. And this one on the back has these really pretty shells. And the colors are just so nice and kind of muted, but still really just gorgeous. So again, I think this holds up better to being on that piece of paper. But I do still just really want to get that striking difference between the dragonflies and the cardstock. So I think we'll still mount it on the Mossy Meadow. And these are, let's see, 3 1/4 by 4 3/4, both the printed paper and the Mossy Meadow. So I am just going to take my multi-purpose glue here, and that came out more than I meant to, but I'm just going to get some glue kind of all over here so that it will adhere nicely, but I don't want it to smoosh out, so hopefully I won't have any troubles there. So how are you all tonight? Everybody having a good week? It's kind of been yucky weather here until today, and of course today I sat on the couch and looked at how nice it was. So I took Emily driving around this morning just because it was easier to deal with her in that fashion than trying to let her run around the house or whatever. And I mean, just driving, I was like, oh, I'm really tired. But we got through. We went and got ourselves some cookies, so that was fun. Ran a new catalog out to one of the ladies in my card club. So hopefully she is excited to be looking through that this evening. And if you need a catalog, definitely let me know. I would love to get one to you if you don't already have a demonstrator. And all right, so I think we've got glue kind of all over here. So I'm just going to lay this on the Mossy Meadow cardstock. Kind of tap that down. Because again, I don't want it to smoosh, but I do want it to stick. So, all right. While that dries a little bit, I think we'll go ahead and stick this on here. So we went, we had to go out to South Jordan, which is maybe 10 miles. I mean, it's not far, but I never go out that direction. And so they're doing a ton of building out there, and it was kind of fun to see some of the other businesses that are going in, and, you know, restaurants that we don't necessarily have here in Murray. So I wanted to offset these just because all of my cards are always like perfectly straight, and sometimes you just need to be a little bit crooked. So we're going to do it that way. And we'll go ahead and stick this on. So this card is super simple. Like I said, I just wanted to really focus on this beautiful laser cut paper and not so much on big techniques or tons of embellishment or things that might detract from those dragonflies. So there's that. Now what I did next, for my first card, I just took this circle out, and I'm really excited to use this piece for something else, but I think for tonight I'm just going to pop out the second circle. And the reason I did that is that sometimes it's kind of hard to get whites to match up properly, and so I just wanted to make sure that it would coordinate well. So it will just end up going right there. And once again, so this is the stamp set. And for the first one, I said, may good things grow all year long. And I think for this one, we will do thank you for your kindness, assuming it fits in there. Yeah, we'll be good. So, just need a block to mount this. I need to give all of my blocks baths. They are so dirty. I was washing my, all of my masks the other day finally. So that's at least nice to know that they're ready to go again. And it was kind of fun. Jonah came home with this project for Earth Day that was like a, I don't know, a collage using recycled paper from books. And so one of the suggestions was to use a stencil on it. And so I pulled out all of my handy little stencils, and he picked one and got to work doing some stenciling. So there are so many reasons why I'm glad that I've got this lovely craft supply, aside from just, you know, the fact that I love Stampin' Up! And having my card time and everything. So I think that this one we will pop up with dimensionals, if I can find some here. Oh my gosh, I pretended that I was cleaning up yesterday, and I don't think that I quite finished, because I thought I would be down here today. But fortunately, I had at least cut everything and gotten ready for tonight. So, all right, so we've got those little dimensionals on here. And just stick that on there and make sure it looks reasonably straight. I mean, you know, would be nice to have the sentiment at least not wonky. So there we go. All right, and then I also wanted to use this Seaside Spray metallic ribbon because I just love it. It's so gorgeous. So I'm just going to tie a little bow here. And let's see, you guys are quiet. Not seeing a ton of comments this evening. So I'll just fiddle with that until I'm happy with it, and then cut that off. And you know, they recommend that you have separate scissors for ribbon, and I don't, because I don't know, I just never did. I can certainly tell sometimes that I struggle with, you know, like it doesn't cut as nicely as I would like on some of the ribbons, but for the most part it does fine. So just trying to decide how I want this on there, and I think maybe we'll go like that. So for that, I'm just going to use a glue dot and get that. And I was going to put a ladybug on this one too, and then I realized like ladybug just out of the blue with dragonflies doesn't totally make sense. So I think we might do just some little, let me see what I've got. These blue adhesive back gems are gorgeous. So I think they will look really nice. And you know, I don't use the really big ones very often just because they're kind of intimidating, but I think this card needs the big one. So we'll put, lovely, I love how there's dog hair. Oh my gosh, I could tell you a funny, super disgusting story about my dog, but I'm just not sure it's safe for Facebook. So Emily was, I just finished giving her a bath before I came down here and didn't have a diaper right on hand for her, so I was letting her run around for a minute because I thought surely we would be good for a couple of minutes. Well, we weren't, and there was a little puddle, and so I was dealing with Emily and then getting ready to clean that up, and my dog took care of it for me, so that was sort of horrifying. Oh, hi Janie, I'm glad you're here. So anyway, yeah, I know you all have dogs, and you all know how just atrociously bad they can be sometimes, but still, that was a surprise. So there you have it. That was super quick and simple, but I think it turned out really pretty, and people who receive it would be really honored. So there is that one. And then there's just one other thing that I wanted to show. And this is, we're not going to complete the card because it's just not happening tonight. But we will just see another technique that you can do with this. So I'm going to put this right there. And I actually want to use just a little bit of washi tape to hold this in place. I don't want too much because sometimes peeling it off can cause problems, but for the most part it goes okay. So we're just gonna do just a couple of little pieces. Oh, hi Doug. Hi Julie. Oh, you guys are all here. You're so sweet. Yeah, Doug, there's not a whole lot of rhyme or reason to what I do. I just fiddle until I think it looks good. And you know, I'm not trained as an artist in any fashion, so there may be reasons that I don't know for why what I do works, or maybe there are better ways to do things, but I'm usually pretty happy with what turns out. So, all right, so this is just another piece of that laser cut paper on a piece of basic white cardstock. And I have my blender brush, and I'm supposed to be using it for reds, but it looks purple, so we're gonna roll with purple. So I pulled out my Blackberry Bliss ink pad, and the reason I did that is because I know that the, I think it's Dandy Garden Designer Series paper stack that goes with this whole suite of products uses Blackberry Bliss. So I know that I can do this and then be able to use it with some of the other designer papers. So anytime you're using your blender brush, you want to just get rid of some of the ink first because that's really dark. And then I do just want to be a little bit careful with how I do this because I do think that it could tear. But for the most part, it should be pretty, you know, pretty easy to do. And so we're just kind of go over this. Oh, that ink. And what's really cool is that this is going to give me actually the ability to do 2 cards. What do you think about putting some yellow with this purple? I'm kind of feeling some yellow. So let me go grab that ink pad and blender brush, or yeah, blender brush. So you just never know what you're gonna get when you jump on here with me, because I don't know what I'm doing half the time, but we'll see how this turns out. So all right. This is kind of like coloring, except it doesn't have to be as precise, which is just really soothing until you move it. Okay, so that is what we've got there. So what I was saying about using this for 2 different cards, So you can see this is really pretty. I'm going to come back in and fix where the washi tape was. And then fix the yellow. There we go. Now you never know. And then this one, I'll just trim down so that it's just the white border. You know, there's not this extra border here. And then I can put this with any of the printed papers and just really kind of my own printed paper. So I am really excited about how that turned out. Another thing that I had seen, let's see here. So this, okay, so this piece, someone that I did just a little bit of looking at other demonstrators to see what they had come up with, and they used, like, I think just a sponge and painted this black with the black ink. And I thought we might try that, but I don't see my black dauber right now, so we could just do it with Blackberry Bliss. So, all right, hopefully I'm not shaking you. So this is our little sponge daubers. And certainly this is kind of like the blender brushes as far as you can really add as much ink as you want to, just going over it again and again. But I kind of like the not totally done look. So, and I do want that circle to be really good. So you have a ton of versatility with these, and you can use them quick and simple, or you can really doll them up. And then it's always fun to spritz things, so once you've inked them, you can take them and make them kind of shimmery, sparkly too. I think I've done that for certain things in the past with you guys. So just a little bit different look here. And then probably what I would do is lay it on there and then die cut another circle to pop up with a sentiment there. So a little bit of different ideas for you. And I think that is going to be all I have to show for the evening. So I can't tell you how much it means to me that you guys are joining me every week. I really, really appreciate it, and I appreciate your business. And if there is anything that I can help you with as far as ordering, I would love to be your demonstrator and love to answer any questions that you have. And I always throw this out there, but if there's ever a technique or a product that you want to see, let me know, and I will do my best to make that happen for you. So I'll just bring in the cards that we made, and I think that is it. Thank you guys so much. I hope you have a wonderful evening and a lovely weekend too. Talk to you soon. Bye.